This how I feel.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
Hard lines and hard lines.
How I feel. Hey. Rage. This pain real. Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel. Yeah. This pain real. Yeah. I'm talking hard times, so I spit it through hard rhymes. Got a hard mind, hard-headed from hard grinds. Walk a hard line, for you haters got hard lines. It was hard trying, but I made it with hard lines. Got a cold deal, but my partner got cold chills. Now it's cold feels, and a bed that's cold steel. How that cold feel? 10 years of cold meals plus the cold shoulders. And these people with cold motives and they cold games. And these bitches a cold shame. It's a cold thing when you walking through cold rain. Got a cold suit, cold hat, and cold shoes that be cold white. Prison colors of cold life, full of cold strife. Cold struggles and cold fears. Cold months, cold days, and cold years. Cold tears, he ain't crying on cold nights. It's a cold life. Hard times ain't nothing nice. This how I feel. If you ask me how I feel, if you ask me how I feel, if you ask me how I feel, only knew. If you ask me how I feel, no lights on. So many kids crying, cause they've been hungry for a long time. Daddy gone and mama smoking lie. She in the closet so nobody knows or understands why the kids starving. Grandma too busy back and forth to church, spending her money paying tithes and never thinking about their lives. Babies got pampers hanging off their head, and when shorty go to class, the kids point and start to laugh. A hard choice now we gotta make. Either he live like this or take this hard white and make a way. He hit the block and started slanging that. Shorty bounce back, now they got nothing to laugh at. Cause when he step out now he top flight. His sister's eating right, hard times ain't nothing nice. This how we feel, yeah. Took the hood, This how I feel. If you ask me how I feel, if you ask me how I feel, if you ask me how I feel, only knew. If you ask me how I feel, I tell you about the stress and strain. 10 years of all the chain, losing everything, seeking God and crying out. Prayers ain't going through, it seemed like a drought. But no matter what, you stick to it. You came through it, now grow through it. You gotta grow through what you go through, and that's for sure. Man, this pain real.
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here on this evening. I was invited by Swain, been knowing him for how long now? 10 years or so, or something like that. And there was a lot of things about me that he didn't know, but when I got on Facebook and just began to kind of tell my story a little bit about some of the things that I've gone through, it kind of struck his interest and he called me. And I told him I would be glad to come and speak. Again, my name is Kimberly York. I am a survivor of sexual abuse. I was actually raped at the age of 6, where a lot of people did not know it. The one thing in the African community, but even just in the community period, one of the things that has always been said is what goes on in this house stays in this house. Any things that we go through, any traumatic experience that we've gone through, it was never discussed. It was something that was always kept hidden. It was always kept quiet. And for some, you did not, get the medical attention or medical therapy that you needed to be able to continue to function in life. I grew up and had some other traumatic experience that did occur with me through the course of my life. A lot of things, people always say, well, oh, I know you, but I hate to disappoint people. You know of me, but you don't know me. You don't know me until you know my story. So, sometimes we look at people on the outside and we assume what we know about an individual, but we never really know the truth and know the facts. I'm very inspired to say this as well, is that no matter what your ability or inability, everyone deals with traumatic experiences in their lives, no matter what shape, what form or fashion. Everyone has dealt with something. If you haven't dealt with it, there is someone that you know that has dealt with a traumatic experience, whether it was mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, church abuse. There are so many different avenues. I am a PTSD advocate, not for those, and of course the typical part of it is people that have dealt with military, disasters or, earthquakes or different type of other disasters, but their PTSD comes in many different shapes, form, and fashion. Trauma has no color, race, creed, style, sex, none of that. Male, female, it has no gender. Trauma is just that. I am currently writing my book, which is titled Trauma Leaves Clues, Say No to Self-Sabotage. The book is about my life. It's the first of, about the first 13 years of my life and what I went through. There will be books to follow that, but currently it will just be those first few chapters, which is kind of impactful already as it is. But what I say to each of you, as parents, as friends, if you know someone that is being sexually abused in any type of way, shape, form, or fashion, I must say this: silence is not the way to go. Let me say that again. Silence is not the way to go, because what happens is you deal with the mental aspect of that and you stay in that trap throughout the course of your life, especially as a child. It's worse either way, but as a child, that stigmatism that is put in that child's mind, it doesn't go away. We can be in denial all we want to, but just because you say, leave it alone, ignore it, don't think about it, don't talk about it, I hate to disappoint you again. It doesn't go away, because the mental thoughts are always there. The mental aspect is going to always linger. It's like watching a movie going and repeat over and over and over and over and over again. And I think about those that have been in the military, and I think you addressed it to someone that was in the military, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when you've seen a lot of things go on in the military, of course your brain is already programmed that this is what you have to deal with. But when you see someone killed, that picture never goes away. that scene is a repeated thing, and any little thing can trigger off your mindset to bring you back into remembrance of what you experienced, to bring you back into remembrance of what you have gone through. So it doesn't go away, but what we have to do as a community, what we have to do as a family, what we have to do as a unit is come together and be a support to one another, because trauma does leave clues. That's, whether you are the type of person that when you go into the restroom, you have to close the door and lock the door. You're in a home where everybody is safe. You know you're safe, but you go in that home and you close the door because you have this thought in your brain: if I don't feel safe. You may have a way of how you do something a certain way, or you may be in abusive relationships or get in the same type of relationships over and over and over again, which they call unhealthy relationships. And that's because you're still trying to feed what you're missing and what you're lacking. I will speak for myself. I was in unhealthy relationships. I found myself to be in relationships where I was very promiscuous. And that means that because of my innocence being taken at a very young age, I thought that was the normal thing. I thought that's the way life is supposed to be. So, to find that validation in a man, that's what I sought. That's what I looked for, because my father was never, 100% active in my life, but I did know who my father was. Not that he didn't love me, but we didn't have that, like you say, we're talking about family. I didn't have that father-daughter relationship where he structured me and showed me certain things, or showed me how a man is supposed to treat a woman. I had to learn things on my own. So with that, I began to, as they say, the song says, I think Willie Nelson, looking for love in all the wrong places, looking for love in too many faces. Well, that's what I end up doing. But what I say to that is, because of the traumatic experiences that I went through and that I encountered, it damaged me mentally, emotionally, psychologically. But it didn't just damage me just for the younger years of my life. It damaged me up until my adult life. And it took a long time to recover. Yes, I went to church. Yes, I read my Bible. I did all of these things. But no one ever knew that I was living in a dark place internally, because no one knew my pain. No one knew the traumatic experiences that I had gone through. So through the course of years, through a lot of things that, I would say that was placed in my path for me to learn and to really understand that life is life. What happened was not an act of, it was God's fault, or it was somebody else's. No, life just happened. But what we do with life is what we have to really look at, how we handle it. What I went through was about me, but it wasn't for me. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. Because if I don't tell you how I came out of it, you won't even have anything to go by to say, hey, if she came through this, I know I can. If she conquered this, I know I can. Well, if they end up going through this and they was in silence, then guess what? I can have that same strength, and I can have that same confidence now that I can speak up. And I can speak up and step out and say what I need to say. I have a Facebook community page, which is Step Up, Speak Out Now. It's on Facebook. I have some cards here today, but it's a private community private community page, and I keep it private because abuse is kind of sacred to a person, because that's not something that people like to broadcast, and it's not, you're still trying to come through the traumatic experience, because a lot of things, if you notice in the media, a lot of things is not accepted to say. They try to shut you down, keep you quiet. But I'm going to admonish you today. Step up and speak out. Speak, it's just like we can scream and holler about, all the rappers and all the different things that we see. We can speak out that, hey, someone is misusing me. It doesn't have to be sexual abuse. It could be physical abuse. It could be verbal abuse. But as parents, make sure you talk to your children. Make sure you're there for them, whatever disability, because even with children that have disabilities, there's a lot of times that other people take advantage of situations like that. And that's another thing that we have to be even mindful of. Again, my book will be coming out, Trauma Leaves Clues, within the next few months. And I am looking forward to that, being out not just to just tell my story, but to be able to help someone to overcome and to be able to be a conqueror just like I have been a conqueror. Yes, I'm a survivor, but I'm a conqueror because it took a lot for me to get to where I am today, but I'm here to tell you that it is possible. You can come through this. There is a lot of support. There is a lot of things that are out there where people can support you in what you're going through. You don't have to be silent. If you don't want to verbally talk about it, that's fine. There's always someone that you can talk to. Even if you have to, from my page, you can inbox me. Hey, I need to talk about this. I don't want to publicize it because it may have been a loved one. It may have been a relative that did it. It may have been a friend. It may have been a teacher. It could be anyone. So I do again thank you for this opportunity to be able to share with you, to share my story with you. I have a friend of mine that is here that's also an advocate, Cheryl Roberts. She can wait back there. But she came out to support today, and she's also an advocate for sexual abuse as well. So again, there's a lot of people out here that are willing to help, that are willing to be there for you. I do have some cards with my information on there. You can see me after the show this evening. Again, thank you, Swain, for allowing me to speak. And again, don't remain silent. Step up and speak out now. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Change, ooh. For 5 long years, I thought you were my man. Till I found out I'm just a link in your chain. You got me where you want me. I ain't nothing but your fool. You treating me mean. Oh, you treating me cool. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Every change has got a weak link. I might be weak, yeah. Oh, but I will give you strength. Oh, yeah. You told me to leave you alone. My father said, come on home. My doctor said, take it easy. Oh, but your loving is much too strong. I'm ready to you. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Change, change, change. Change a fool. One of these mornings, the chain is gonna break. But I believe, yeah.
Come on, everybody, let's gather around. Cause I'm about to keep me in the profound. But I ain't too loud, so you gotta get closer to get your contact from the contract roaster. See, I don't play that 90-10 break game. In other words, streets can't contain a train. Rolling down the tracks with no brakes to stop me. The only break I take is when I'm with family. I love him like a husband and a father should. And my queen treats me right, so who be so good? Save him from Mr. Right. And if you do it that way, you see that I'm right. Representing a real man of color, far above the average hood brother. Cause I know my original position of right in all 3 conditions. Because in my mind I'ma be what I need to be great, deal me. In my life I'ma be what I need so my people can be free. In the world I'ma be the best man I could be, spread peace. In your life I'ma be the chronicle mentor, wishing your dreams. I will never complain, I'm glad to be alive. 35 on the mic, still ain't reached my prime. Many love me, but some detest me. But never underestimate me. cause I ain't got nothing to lose. See, I've been winning from the start, don't get it confused. The S to the Wayne.O.P.D, East Coast preacher man, but I spit reality. Then I live it like I speak it, then I speak it more, just to make sure I'm better than the day before. Was a man that don't change when needed, something like a man that's been 6 feet. And I ain't going out that way, cause I'm a straight up T-E-A-C-H-A. That's why you feel so smart, cause you learn it from the master in this microphone art. Yeah, in my mind I'ma be what I need to be great, feel me. In my life I'ma be what I need so my people can be free. In the world I'ma be the best man I could be, spread peace. In your life I'ma be the tool push everybody's. Say, in my mind I'ma be. Come on, I'ma be. If you gon' be the best you could be, say it. I'ma be. Yeah. In my life I'ma be. My mind playing tricks on me. Anybody got anything else?
Well, I don't know if it's on your list, but like, can you do like paid in full or?
This stuff. Fresh. Anything else? She said do the Popeye. Now this the battle beat right here, the Popeye beat. Let's see if I can get that out of my throat. Ayala's. Try that again. Ayala's. Where's me sweet pea? Where's me sweet pea? Well, blow me down. Anything else? Now this after 3 throat operations, asthma, bronchitis, COPD, throat 70% closed, blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Now, since y'all can't think of nothing else, let me try to kick in some of my favorite ones. Let me see. Egypt is the place to be. Egypt is the place to be. Egypt. Oh, each and lover, baby. Each and lover, baby. I inspire, thrive, fear, fun, cyber, I inspire, pride, fear, fun, cyber, I inspire, pride, fear, fun, cyber, Tour de France.